season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny in practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 54 yards.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they've built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Castillo on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. To throw is Castillo. To throw on second down.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. The Dolphins at 72 here on the year. Their head coach, you got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Here's a run with Akers on second down.
And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 42.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Hudson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Here's the Jets punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So Miami coming out for their second drive.
And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything, every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Operating from the gun, Castillo. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Looking to throw. Castillo. And on the left sideline, he caught it back out of bounds. According to Dan Landsman, incomplete. So a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Castillo. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 14 carries, 67 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and the coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Hudson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hudson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A give up the middle to Akers. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Operating from the gun, Castillo. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And the Jets set to take the field. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right? Where these teams are locked in and going at it. No points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hudson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Back to throw, Hudson. Completes it to Evan Ingram. They'll get it inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. This will be fielded inside the 5. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
So here are the Jets now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Throwing to start the drive. Hudson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. Hudson. And that's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making it ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
That's going to happen because they needed to come through the completion there. Now drive the starting field position is facing 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Out route to Hill, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are. Yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Man, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
To throw from his end zone. Hudson gonna look deep for Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. This defense not budging, back-to-back carries in just 2 yards.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but when he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Gets past one man. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Miami set to take over. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Here's Castillo looking to throw on 2nd down. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Castillo on 1st and 10. It's Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And they'll get him down right about the 20. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Castillo now. Off play action. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Kenneth Murray coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell us end it with a kick, right? PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And New York set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalposts, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun, Hudson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll run with Hall. A little juke. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 55 rushing yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 35-yard line. Off play action, Hudson. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On the draw, it's Hall. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So not the strongest of kicks we've seen him make, but he gets a favorable bounce, and it's 3 points all the same.
Yeah, that was one of those where he needed the 6-iron, but he pulled out the 9-iron. That one was run out of gas quickly, but he does manage to pop it over the bar.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 20-yard line.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A beautiful, now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down. Ready.
Castillo throwing to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Back to throw. Castillo. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. To throw is Castillo from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw again. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw again. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. He hit his first, this one from 38. Sanders' kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, a close game like this, obviously
Obviously, you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that. But let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
This time they stay on the ground. Hall has it knocked loose.
And this is picked up by the Dolphins. He's still barreling through. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime to get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And the defense closes quickly there. They get maybe a yard to the 33.
From the gun on third down, Hudson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he goes out right around the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
All start.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to get a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective. Able to stop him before he get a good hard steam going.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Defense is asleep. Take it all away.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Here's Castillo to throw on second down. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Off the option, here's Akers. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Going right back to Akers. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Castillo flush to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll run for it with Akers. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field. He wouldn't let the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there.
Now Castillo looking to throw on 2nd down. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Castillo now from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Jets are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Hall again on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Operating from the gun, Hudson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I even brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Castillo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Back to throw. Castillo forced out to his left. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Looking to throw. Castillo. And he rifles one incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Castillo. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again. Here in the 4th. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this, because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. It's a run with Akers, but he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a two-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more two-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. His throw incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Looking to throw. Hudson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down. 9.50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Hudson. He gets it underneath to Hall. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Hill on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st down, they'll start out with Akers. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Castillo to throw on 3rd down. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On the give, this is Akers. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Castillo. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. Back to throw. Castillo. Another catch there for Waddle. He'll get it inside the 20. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a big play there for Miami. 41 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Well, he's had success running the football in this one, and that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
To throw is Castillo. To throw on 2nd down. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Here's Castillo. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Sanders' kick is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. New York ready to go again offensively. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Operating from the gun, Hudson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Hudson. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hudson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Hudson toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Hall on a give up the middle. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Hudson. And that is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 2-point game. Had a chance to give themselves there some important wiggle room, but went awry.
Yeah, let's do the simple math here. And you know, for me, it has to be simple. Instead of this thing kind of giving them that wiggle room you talked about, now we're talking about possibly losing a ball game because they left the door open.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Now Castillo off the play fake. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Castillo. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, 55 yards. And the Dolphins use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, 4th quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem phased one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points in that series, and not only did they produce a touchdown drive, how about finishing it off with a big play that adds to the momentum that they've already established.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And New York set to take the field. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. throwing on first down. Hudson. Open man right side is Ingram. Dancing away at the 35. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Hudson. Yeah, he'll find Hall. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. Back to throw. Hudson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, obviously the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play. But the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit too. Denied open windows. Erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. The give running right is Akers. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 72 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though. A few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the fourth quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding it when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Miami, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2.